The ABC has obtained footage of the incident that occurred on Sunday night at the detention centre of Manus Island. This was, of course, the first incident. There's now been a second, more serious incident, as described by the government, that's taken place overnight last night. We'll turn to that in just a moment. Our Papua New Guinea correspondent Liam Cochrane joins us now, though, on the phone to take us through this video. Liam Cochrane, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Virginia.
So we're going to show this video now. Tell us what we'll be seeing.
Well, this footage was from Sunday night, as you mentioned, and what we can see is several dozen detainees, some of them with their faces covered, throwing stones at the guards and also at some of the houses nearby. At one point, one of them throws a plastic chair over the fence. They're shouting. They're clearly quite upset and angry. In some of the footage, we can also see the guards appearing to hold sticks or poles. There's no indication from the footage I've received whether these were actually used against detainees, but that is an important note because of Scott Morrison's insistence that batons were not used against detainees in trying to quell the protest.
So we're looking at this footage now and we can see that clearly there are detainees here who are gesticulating outside. They can clearly, one at least saw the camera and made a gesture to it. They're angry, they're rushing towards something that we can't quite see, maybe making their way back into a building, leaping on top of a wall there as well. Some of them have their faces covered, their identities obscured there. And no, it's a scene that's clearly not at that stage completely under control by the authorities there, Liam.
No, it doesn't appear to be. The detainees that you can see are at that point inside the compound, and the area that they're rushing towards or facing towards in most of the footage is actually the front gate. And that was the perimeter that was torn down on Sunday night and is now being fixed up. At least it was yesterday. Whether it's been damaged again last night, I'm unaware. But that's what they were rushing towards, and that's where there's a road that leads past the front of the centre within the naval base. And I anticipate there would have been guards there, and I'm sure that's what the detainees were shouting at and gesturing towards and throwing stones at.
Liam, our time is tight, but just quickly, what, if anything, can you tell us about how the ABC got this vision and who shot it?
Virginia, I can't say much about that. I don't want to say much about that just to avoid endangering the person who did provide it.
Yes.
What I will say is that it was shot from very close by, just from the very perimeter of the compound.
All right, just quickly then on what has taken place overnight. As you would have been noting this morning on News Breakfast, we've had very strong suggestions from refugee advocates that this was an attack from outside, that detainees inside were attacked by PNG police is the assertion, and also angry locals with machetes and other weapons, and that maybe even someone was shot. What's your understanding of these very difficult to establish events at this stage, Liam?
Virginia, I haven't been able to get near the centre this morning, so I cannot confirm any of those reports. Last night I heard that there had been a blackout at the centre and that the protests were continuing, and that they were serious protests. But as to who initiated them, the involvement of police, locals and any kind of weapons, I certainly cannot confirm any of that at this point.
The reports are very difficult to wade our way through at the moment, aren't they, Liam? And at the moment we at least do have this statement from the Immigration Minister, and that's categorical in indicating that it was clearly a very serious incident with serious injuries sustained.
Well, that's right. Some of the injuries from Sunday night's clashes included a man who apparently had a couple of teeth knocked out, another one who had a quite badly cut knee. So, they were, I guess, moderate injuries in the wider scheme of things. So if Scott Morrison is now describing these as serious injuries, I think it will certainly be interesting to find out how these injuries were obtained.
Look, good to talk to you in difficult circumstances when it's hard to establish the veracity of these things. Thanks so much, Liam.
Thanks, Virginia.